Just mopping a few bits up from around the area. I really glossed past this last time. Quite a nice old building really, isn't it, for a pub? Nice green old Whitley's crest there. Oh, how beautiful that is. What's that date there? 1762. Wonder what that refers to. Founding of the company maybe? I don't know. Have a look up at that. A little project to do. I don't think there's any pictures of that, the original place that used to be there on the chapel. And we're at the bottom of Church Road now. I must admit I can't remember these first shops here, what they were. A vague recollection, but apart from Noah's of course. And maybe a cakey shop, that one. Somebody will come up with an answer anyway. That first house there, my sister and husband, when they first got married, rented a flat up in that one. Probably private dwelling now. Wesley Place. It's out onto Chester Way. Of course, on the other side of Church Road here, there was houses and such like, and just about where this tree is there in the foreground, just to the left of my bike, there was a great big building, like a hall more really, with a double door that used to be on the front. And I probably mentioned in other videos, my dad had a fire grate shop, or premises that sold fire grates then, and for a while. I can't remember what its original use was. Obviously it goes back a while, doesn't it? And all these are retirement sort of places now. Now coming up, excuse me, there where that road is roughly where Forest Street used to be. It's hard to remember now, but I think this is where Bill and Eileen's shop was there, because there was like a recess and they had trestles and stuff either side where you walked in the middle, and all the veg and stuff on there. And I remember the door being to the right, so I assume it went into that house on the right there. Used to go there a lot, you know, when shopping, etc. for Mum. And this is now the, as you can see, fish, you know, I assume he does tropical fishing and all that, but that used to be Lunt's Cake Shop, and they had a, you know, it was baked on the premises at the back. And oh my goodness, when you used to walk past coming home, you know, or coming down, you got all this lovely fresh smell of baking. It's like a magnet. And I've mentioned it on other videos where they did pork pies. Oh dear, I can taste it now as I'm talking. I can taste them, and fresh out of the oven, honestly. And you just nibble just a little hole in it, and you could suck the gravy out, you know. And it was spicy and peppery, you know. Oh, what you miss. You can't find a decent one now. But I did find a nice pork pie over at Winsford at the Chippy there, up on the High Street. I had one the other day, very nice. But not fresh out of the oven, of course. So you didn't get that. It was like a surprise, if you like. It was smashing. Just another old memory, but a nice memory. Now over here, just where that wall is, where that van's parked, I think that was more where the florist. No, there was some houses before, so the other estimate would have been right. There was a few, because a chap named Joe Ashbrook lived on the corner in the first house there, and I remember there was a wall and a gate there, so that would be about right. Where that Jag's parked, if you remember the Daresbury film when I was on about the Red Bedford belonging to Muskett's coal yard, well, that's where it was parked, probably a bit further up when we first used to see it. It stood there for years and years and years, and the brothers bought it, as I say, and chipped it all up and painted it all. It looked beautiful when they finished, but as I say, the engine was absolutely blethered, terrible. And of course that's where Muskets lived, behind the forest there. We'll frighten a few drivers while we're doing this next bit. Where that last house is there, of course, Church Road used to come across, you know. And look at the noses go down on these cars. Let's say, I'm getting distracted. The road used to continue across here and join up there to that place. You can see the old bit there where it was inside a house. Roughly in the middle there was a newsagent's, of which I cannot, my brothers will tell me and I'll add it later on, the name of it, I can't remember. And the road used to come here, and then there was the big open space, and it used to sweep round to the left here, come up here, and then sweep round to the right there into Kingsway. Used to come here and sweep round, and then of course Paradise Street went off there, as you can see. It was normal road width, so in that right hand lane it was more or less where the original road size, you know. And the back gardens and houses of course would take up this other side, hence why they had to be moved. But that was it. And of course them days you could go both ways up Church Road there, not one way like it is now. Obviously it was very narrow, but there weren't many vehicles, so you could do that. Over this side now, as you can see, it's a shopping complex. We used to have Knutsford Motors were there, and different bits and bobs. Round about where the car park is, that was the original children's playground. Used to go there as a nipper, and as someone was mentioning, they had a concrete swimming pool. It was rough as devil, it rolls round the side, and if you tried diving on it, you just scratch your chest on it, you know. The new one is over the other side. Obviously I'm not going to film down there. You don't know these days, you get pulled up. What are you doing filming that? It's terrible. It's terrible when you have to think like that, isn't it? And say challenges behind the trees today a little bit. But I'm going to have a walk across there now. All this here where I'm standing, as we're saying, prior to the houses being taken down, this was just a rough banking all here. Down by the church wall now, where church what school is. Obviously the old school's been replaced by a new one now, and again I'm not going to film around the school for obvious reasons, as I said before. Amazing how these trees have grown up. But believe me, there is a big church tower behind there. Just shift across a bit. This is, well, it used to get used a lot, of course, before Chester Way was put in, you know, because you'd walk from down town there. If you came this way, if you'd been pictures or something, I don't know. Sometimes you went through churchyard or whatever. But up here is what we call 20 steps. We've spent many an hour around here, you know, faffing about. But it'll be for obvious reasons, you'll see it in a minute. And here we are, at the bottom of 20 steps. It's quite wide there, you know. I mean, obviously in my younger days all this was clear, and over to the left, as I say, this banking wasn't here, as pronounced anyway. It sort of fell away from the houses and into fields, rough fields, you know. I can't ever remember anything being on there. But I'll just change hands on the bike and hopefully be able to push it up while I'm filming. We might truly be shaky video, this one. I'll just switch over to the screen so I can see things. It's a bit hard trying to squint in. Might be a bit boring for some, but it might jog a few memories for others. This is number 3, I think it is. And obviously they get smaller as you get near the top. It's a while since I've been up them, I'll tell you. Hickey thump. And there we are at our church gate. In reverence of the ever-blessed Trinity and to the dear memory of William Herbert Binney, D.D., Canon of Chester, who entered into rest May 1916. He was for 27 years vicar of this parish. Thou that takest away the sins of the world. Grant us thy peace. And I've never read that before. There you go. And some bells for Margaret. The things I do. On the other side now, the same more or less. Here, the road would sweep round. From here, Paradise Street would go off where these cars coming down towards us, and then you swung round into Kingsway. That house there used to belong to a man called Viv Manton. My dad used to know him. He was an American, and apparently he was the rumour had it that he was a bit of something to do with the naughty boy stateside, the mafia and what have you, and he got him on their wrong side and he had to do a bit of a flit over to Blighty, get away from him. That's the story, but you never know whether it's true. More or less where that lamp standard is, used to be Sid Royals, and now this brother Brian lodged with them for a while, for a long time ago, and when he was in the days when he was scrambling, and the next door house was empty, and I remember he had his AJS in there, and Carl's only a kid, you know, 12, 13 maybe, and we were going scrambling the next day. Of course, you're all excited, and I got up and came out of the house and walked down, and I looked at the church clock. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. Oh God, I couldn't get back in at home, you know, without knocking people up, so I came down, and thankfully the house was open, so I sat on the motorbike until he got up, and of course then we went scrambling. I think it was at Northwich somewhere, no, it wasn't Northwich, Ellesmere Port, that was it, River Valley. Good old thing, daft thing for do. Here we are in Victoria Road now, and where these new places are was where Northwich Baths was, which I'm sure people have seen on the site. Yeah, well, the baths would have been behind me now, and as you came out, there was across the road, I think it's that one there behind the white car, pretty sure it was that one, was Sheen's shop. Sort of a lack of newsagents and stuff, you know. We used to come out of the baths and then over to Sheen's shop, Mrs. Sheen, and buy whatever, a lucky bag or something, you know, as it was then. And there was another shop further up on that, where that white is up there, behind that white van. I can't remember the name of that. The woman with ginger hair used to have it, I remember that much. But, didn't go in there much, I don't know why. Moved up now, we're at the end of Victoria Road and Church Road. Remember we were filming down at the other end there. Got the monument to our fallen heroes there, which gets abused, people sitting all over it. Shouldn't be allowed. And these here were the old council offices, now vacated as they've gone over to the new castle over in Winsford. And this is now a place for dropouts and druggies and what have you. Of course that's not politically correct, so I suppose we should call them, I'm not sure. I call a broom really. Nobody makes them take drugs or get boozed up. And come round. And around Greenall Road there. And there. Now converted, there used to be a shop which was the old co-op. Now that's gone. As you can see, Westview is just that short bit, and then Greenall Road proper starts. And come round to the bridge, which needs a haircut. Been onto the council about 6 times about it, no action.